goose, Mr. Holmes! The goose, sir!
he cried.
What? Has it returned to life and flown out of your kitchen window?
Said Holmes.
Look here, sir. Look what my wife found in its stomach.
He showed us a shiny blue stone in his hand.
By Jove, Peterson,
said Holmes.
This is a treasure. Do you know what you have got?
A diamond, sir. A precious stone. It cuts glass like butter.
It is more than a precious stone. It's the precious stone.
Not the Countess of Morcar's Blue Carbuncle that was stolen, I cried.
Precisely so,
responded Holmes.
And here is the newspaper article that tells the story. Hotel Cosmopolitan jewel robbery. John Horner, a 26-year-old plumber, has been arrested for stealing the famous Blue Carbuncle from the Countess of Morcar. James Ryder, an attendant at the hotel, said that he had sent Horner to the Countess's room on the day of the robbery to repair a bar of the grate. Ryder said that he stayed with Horner for a few minutes, but then he had to leave. When Ryder returned, he saw that somebody had forced open the Countess's bureau. Ryder called the police, and the police arrested Horner that same evening. Catherine Cusack, the Countess's maid, said that she heard Ryder call for help. She ran into the room and saw the same things that Ryder described to the police. In addition, the police discovered that Horner had already been charged with robbery in the past, but Horner says that in this case he is innocent. His trial will be soon. So much for the police report,
said Holmes, throwing the paper on a chair.
You see, Watson, our little deductions about the hat have become much more important and less innocent. Here is the stone. The stone came from the goose, and the goose came from Mr. Henry Baker, the gentleman with the bad hat which we examined so carefully. Now we must discover Mr. Baker's part in this mystery. To find him, the simplest thing is to put an advertisement in the evening newspaper.
What will you say? I asked.
Well,
said Holmes.
Found at the corner of Goodge Street, a goose and a black hat. Mr. Henry Baker can have them if he comes to 221B Baker Street at 6:30 this evening.
Then Holmes sent Peterson to buy another goose to give to Baker if he came, and to put the advertisement in all the newspapers. I left to work for the day. That evening, when I returned, I saw a tall man wearing a Scotch hat waiting outside Holmes's house. We entered together.
Mr. Henry Baker, I believe,
said Holmes when he saw us.
Please sit by the fire and get warm. Ah, Watson, you have come at the right time. Is that your hat, Mr. Baker?
Yes, sir. That is certainly my hat.
We have kept your things,
said Holmes,
but we had to eat the goose.
You ate it?
Said our visitor with excitement.
Yes, it was going to go bad, but I bought you another goose. It is over there, and I think it is just as good.
Oh, certainly, certainly,
answered Mr. Baker with relief.
Of course,
said Holmes.
We have the feathers, legs, and stomach of your bird, if you want them.
The man laughed loudly.
Perhaps I could keep them to remember my adventure, but no, I don't need them. Thank you, but I will take this goose and go.
There is your hat, then, and there is your bird,
said Holmes.
By the way, could you tell me where you got your goose from? It was a splendid bird, and I would like to get another one like it.
Certainly, sir,
said Mr. Baker.
I got it at the Alpha Inn near the museum. You see, the owner of the inn, Mr. Windigate, started a goose club. Each week we gave him a few pence, and then at Christmas we received a goose.
After this, Mr. Henry Baker picked up his hat and goose and left.
So much for Mr. Henry Baker,
said Holmes when Baker had gone.